Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 15, which means we are so close to the end. 2 weeks and a presentation, basically, and that's it. You will have made it through spring 2020, pandemic version. Homework. Okay, this week you have been um, up to 1,400 words, right? Now is the time to bring it home and finish the first draft of the paper by Thursday. Now, Thursday, when everybody puts their paper in here, what I will do Friday morning is um, put people in discussion groups. So then you're going to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to read each other's papers and give feedback. And I will have a set of questions that go along with the discussion. So it will really guide you and it will help you to make sure everybody is getting good feedback. And remember, I don't know if I told you this or not, but way back in the beginning, one of the things that this course does want you to have some experience with, like 1021, is giving and receiving feedback, right? So not only can you decide what's makes sense in your paper for a logical argument and good resources, you can also look at somebody else's paper and say, hey, this argument makes sense. This source is a solid source. So this will be one of the clear times where you get to do that. Right? I am going to, if there are related topics, I'll try to put them together if I think that'll be helpful. And it's always nice too to have one that's like just way different than everybody else's, just because it gets you, it's interesting, right? To see all the things human beings are interested in. All right, so that's Thursday. Get your draft done. For Monday, there's two things to do. I want you to respond to each of your writing groups, and that's, of course, what I'll do Friday. They'll be set up right here. And this is the plan for your presentation. And if you look at it, I'll have a video on Friday, but this can give you an idea of, hey, here's my research question, top terms. We'll get to the razzle dazzle, right? What are the three biggest pieces of background information? What are the best sources? What did you learn about research? Key findings and the answer to your question. So you can see the presentation is basically talking about your paper. And you did the research, you'll just be transferring it into a presentation form. And what this semester, what I've done with another group that seemed to work pretty well is some PowerPoint, which you can download. If you haven't already, you have Microsoft Office, right, is available to all students. And that one has PowerPoint if you don't have it. And it's really, I'll put in a step-by-step, but it can be easy to record it, put it to PowerPoint, talk, record, have your presentation, and I'll have a lot more information about that on Friday. But you can look ahead to see what's going on. All right, now this video right here is notes from actually the last class's notes, but I think there's a lot of good stuff in here. And what I'd like to add or re-emphasize too is that I've started going through people's notes, and one of the things I am a big fan of, color and a couple details. And if you look at my pen holder, this one's got the pencils. So I've got orange, blue, red, and green. I've got some highlighters in another one. If everything is the same color, stuff can get lost. Whereas if you can start going, hey, I'm going to put this one source in blue, or I'm going to put these ideas in blue, right? It can help find information. And the one thing to think about as you're taking notes, and I hope you are, is it's not for the moment, right? Because when you get the idea and it's interesting, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'll never forget this. And then it's a week later, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, wait, which one was that? So I noticed one person had their sources just boom, 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 cut and paste with no details on the source. And of course, while you do it, it makes sense. The titles might help jog your memory, but I really recommend if you cut and paste, say, a link, put a sentence under it or a bulleted point that says, this is the one on heart surgery, right? Or this is whatever it might be, give some details, because the point of having details in the notes is so a week from now you don't have to check all 6 because you just know it's one of them, right? So it doesn't take a lot of extra time either to add a couple of details. If ever you're putting a title, a source, right, a bulleted 1 or 2 things about that article that you think were interesting or help you remember it can be really useful, right? Because, and I know I've done this a ton of times myself, there's nothing more frustrating to be, working on the revision and it's like, what source was that? How do I go find it? And the other thing, which I'm sure all of us have, right? I'll take pictures of things too, right? If there's a book that I like, I'll take a picture. I'll make sure the picture has the title and the author. Or if there's just, it comes my temporary storage, right? So I'm a big fan of, heck, as long as we got this technology, using it. And I think that is going to cover it, right? Because basically, finish your paper, send me questions if you have them, right? And what's going to happen Friday, I'll do initial read through on them to put you in groups that I think will be helpful. And then you'll have from Friday to Monday night to give each other feedback. And then week 16, there's just going to be 2 things going on. One, in the first couple of days of the week, I'll be getting everybody feedback on their paper. So you'll be able to revise it. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the presentation, and it will be a week of setting up your presentation. And that handout right up here is really going to walk you through all the key stuff you need to have on it. All right. It's rainy, crazy Tuesday, and I'm going to wrap this up. Friday, I'll have a video that goes into a lot of detail on your presentation. And send me, again, I got to stop repeating myself, but I mean it. If you've got any questions on your paper, on anything, send me that email, right? Because I'd rather, well, heck, I'm going to help you whenever you ask, but right, if you've got a question and you still got 500 words left to fill in your paper, you want that question answered now so it can help direct you as you keep going, as opposed to waiting till the end, then turning it in and realize, ooh, that was an awesome question I should have had answered, because now I have to do other changes. All right, hang in there. We are close, real close to the end.